Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Real Estate. It's that simple on KHTS 1220 AM and 98.1 FM and on Facebook Live.
Wave.
Oh, that's right, Facebook Live. You know, I missed that. I don't write that down. It's actually right here now. It says wave to the camera.
I'll add it next time.
And you know what we don't have to do?
What?
We don't have to wave to Triple G.
We
You
do
know
not,
why?
because he's here.
Because he is here. If you could just move the camera. You know what? Better than that.
Come over. Come sit
Come
with
on,
us for
Triple
a
G.
Look at
minute.
that. He knew. He knew we were
We're
going to
gonna bring him in.
Yes. Okay, first we have to remind you that we're talking with the hostess with the mostest, Taylor Williams-Moniz, who is a full partner over at Donahoe Young and Williams, and
Indeed.
she's amazing, and she is with child.
I
And
am.
now we have another
Child. I had to. Sorry.
child here.
Or
so
husband.
if you are going to talk, we're going to have to move you right
Yeah,
there.
you got to get close to it.
There you go. Hi, how are
Say
you?
hi.
I'm doing well. How are you?
Awesome.
He's not going to talk to me because this morning he's like, "You're not going to put me on the air, right?"
Well, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
in all
Oh,
fairness.
that's fair.
I was ambushed.
It was,
Yeah.
to be fair, it was Phil this time.
Yep, exactly
Yes,
right.
it
Now, who
was.
was that just talked? That's Patrick,
Our
our
adopted
adopted
son.
son.
Hello.
Who just called me an old man.
He did.
No.
You have to answer a question.
Don't leave. Don't leave.
He hates this.
Poor Triple G.
I love it.
Triple G just wanted to blow out of here.
I have a flight to catch.
You do not.
No. We just wanted to bring you in. That's all. We like the smile. It's kind of an uncomfortable smile. But
No, we should talk just briefly, and then we can let him go about the baby shower.
yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, by the way, for inviting me to the baby shower. I
for
really
coming.
appreciate it. And you did a great job putting it on. I think it was awesome, and we had a good time. So
You gonna take all the credit for it?
I just had I was in charge of the booze.
but you did good. You did good.
Always a good thing.
I was the one that tested to see the type of job you did, and you did a great job.
It was really nice. Yeah, we had it last weekend in Sherman Oaks,
was
my
fun.
best friend's dad's house. Yeah, in the backyard, and Phil and Judy came, which was great. And
It was a
was
lot of
nice.
fun, and all your friends are very nice.
thank you.
Yeah. So how are you feeling? Now it's getting closer to having your first child. How's it going?
Feels the same for now.
It's my husband, man
get
of
as much
many
as I
words.
well, just wait, because it's
Yeah,
going to
let's
get interesting.
let's have him back like a month after Cameron gets here.
Oh,
yeah.
can we do that?
Yes, and then say this was your response feels the same.
We'll play it back for him.
We will.
Yeah.
That'll be and he'll be like, oh
Just
man,
the same.
Yeah, he knows it won't be the same.
Yeah.
I feel like for the fathers right now, like there's not a lot for him to do other than like listen to me. Like everything hurts. I'm tired.
Foot rubs, back
Foot
rubs.
rubs.
Oh, look
He's-
at that.
He's great. Yeah, he's
Wow.
very helpful. By the end of the day, he's
Aw.
like, "Give me your paws," since I give him my feet.
Give me your
That's
paws.
adorable.
It's really sweet. Yeah, he's very helpful.
Give me your hind leg.
Exactly.
Honey, I don't have a hind leg. Oh,
Oh,
that's
God.
right. That's true.
All right, we'll let you go. Thanks, babe.
We just wanted to say.
Thoroughly embarrassed.
I love it. The smile's fascinating to me. It's just kind of like he's like, I'm going to kill both
The
of you.
problem is he won't even come in this room next time if he comes here. He'll make me take him like to the office beforehand.
Well, at least he feels good now. He's not going to be called.
He got a donut, so he should be somewhat happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's true.
Yeah. So the shower
Anyway.
was awesome.
Yes, it was
Okay.
very good.
So why don't we just jump into it and
Let's do it.
say by the numbers?
Yeah,
SCV. By the
He's
numbers.
on it. Man.
He is. Okay, you ready for this?
I am.
238. Okay, now let's go into something else. Let's go
Active
into
listings 238.
Oh,
That's
I'm
what
like,
he
well,
means.
what
that's
is
the number.
238?
Yeah, by the numbers. There's your number.
There's your number. It's
238. I figure people by now know we're talking about active listings
And
in
it's,
Santa Clarita
it's
Valley.
hovering, staying the same.
Yeah, because it was
about.
249 last week.
Yeah.
It may. I think it's going to go up. Obviously, in fact, my quote was, I think it's going to be over 400 by the end of the year, and probably 600 by this time next year.
Wait. Do I hear or sniff a bet? 400 by the end of the year?
400 by the end of the year. Yes.
I got to
What
decide
would
if
you
I'm going
like-
to take that
What
one.
do we put on there?
I don't know. I got to think about it.
Okay.
Ooh,
All right.
I know.
I like a good bet.
yeah,
Oh, yeah. Ask Patty. I'm always wrong, so I'm going to lose. You should
Oh,
definitely
good.
bet
Then let's
against
make
me.
it big.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I'm not a good gambler, but you know what? I'll do it.
Hey, but you're going to Vegas.
This is true.
Yes,
He
and
is going to
I
Vegas.
heard that you were going to partake in alcoholic beverages.
I mean,
You bring that up
yeah.
on the show at his
Because-
place of employment.
Yes, and then I came to you and said, "Hey, mom, adopted mom," and you went, "Yeah, that's fine. I don't care." And I went, "Hello."
I believe what I said is I've done that before. Consumed beverages in Vegas. So, you
that
know.
brings up a question.
Oh.
What will? I won't ask you because I don't think you know because I don't know. What will be your first adult libation of choice after you have your child?
A very cold Grey Goose martini, slightly dirty with blue cheese stuffed olives.
Oh,
Wow.
Good job.
I've not thought about it at all.
Oh yeah, clearly.
Are you drooling?
No, but that and then some very cold sushi. I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
like
Good
sushi.
stuff.
And by the way, I love those kind of martinis.
Yeah.
Dirty martini, vodka, 2 or 3 of those olives with the blue cheese.
It's my favorite. So
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Good
It's-
job.
And the fun part is like after one, I'm gonna be like, like I'm sure my tolerance is like non-existent right now. So
Are you going to bring maybe a pint of those into the delivery room?
we have a fridge there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So maybe that question was directed at Greg, but he doesn't. He's run away from the microphone.
Oh,
at
that's
this
right. He
point.
can't answer.
Yeah.
That's
so
right.
no, probably not that soon, but we'll make it happen.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So we did the
So,
numbers. So
let's go in the news. Yeah.
is it time for in the news?
And now, in the news.
But actually,
What?
What?
we actually have a caller on the line for this little broadcast of In the News.
A caller?
Yeah, Phil.
Guess it's not for me.
Well, shall we take it?
I
Yeah,
guess.
let's take it.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
Who
in.
is it? Hello?
Caller.
Hello?
Oh,
Hi. Who's this?
I thought you were lying.
Hi, this is Sean.
Hi, Sean. How are you?
Sean.
Where are you calling from?
Valencia.
Well, Valencia. Okay, cool. I know that area.
Not too far.
Yeah. What's up? What can we do for you?
Yeah, so last week you mentioned about escalation clauses that are written onto offers.
Yes.
And I was just wondering, are agents starting to write a lot of those in their offers now?
You know what? That's a great question, and I can't answer that. But and it's because the only contracts I see,
Oh.
Sean, is the ones that actually are written that I look at or that I write. Okay, I don't write escalation
Okay,
clauses.
good. I was going to say, make sure you qualify that.
Yes.
Just don't say you can't answer.
Yeah, no. So for me to actually answer that question, I think I'm going to have to. I'm going to get somebody that knows the answer to that, and I'm going to let you go, Sean. But keep listening, and we're going to get the answer to that. Is that all right?
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
calling.
Really appreciate it. Okay.
Hope we can answer.
Guess who I'm going to call?
You're not calling.
I am. I'm going to call
Shame.
Shannon Gutierrez.
She's not going to answer.
Shame. Yes,
Shame,
she is. Maybe
shame.
she will.
This will be fun.
Oh no. Poor Shannon.
Maybe.
She knows between
She
10 and
does.
11
She
not
knows.
to answer.
She knows. Oh. Oh. Yeah. She knows. She knows now not to answer.
I can answer it.
Hello.
That tone of disdain. Shannon, I had nothing to do with it.
Well, hello, Shannon. How are you?
Hello. How are you, Phil Nordella? I'm well, thank you.
Terrific. Hang on a second. Let me ask Taylor something. Do I still have to tell her that she's actually on the air?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
you do.
I mean, shocking. It's 10:16 on a
It's
Friday.
10:15. She's
and
very
you
smart.
almost missed me.
Oh, I did. Oh, that would have been sad.
Only because I had a call coming through, but I thought, I got to make a choice. I'm making a choice. I'm going with Phil.
Wow.
Well, you know what? Thank you for being here for us.
Yes.
We really appreciate it. I do have a quickie question for you, though. Okay.
Okay.
So my question is, we just had a caller call in and ask. We talked about escalation clauses last week, and so he called in and said, "Hey, are you seeing more of those escalation clauses written in contracts?" I said, "The only contracts I see are the ones that are written on my listings," and so I couldn't be the one to answer that, but I knew you could. So, question: over the last year, when it comes to the escalation clauses, and we'll explain that in a second, are you seeing more of them? Are you seeing any of them? What are you seeing?
I do not see a lot of that. I saw one.
Oh.
And that was, but that was, we're talking over 7 months.
Wow.
now. So what I am seeing is still the overbidding and
Oh, yeah.
paying over appraised
Oh,
value.
sure.
I still see that, of course.
Yep. And now
Yes.
you saw one, and how many actual escrows do you think that you've done over the last 7 months? Would you say? Quite a few.
Quite a few. Yeah, I could get into the program here and figure it out for you, exactly, but I'm not going to
You-
bore anybody with that.
You want to just say a lot?
A lot, yes.
Fair.
Awesome.
lot.
Okay.
That sounds
Well,
good.
listen, guess what? You answered our question for us, and I really,
Okay.
really appreciate you being here for us, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon. I know we're
No
we're
worries.
doing the one escrow now, And by the way, if
Yes.
anybody wants an amazing escrow officer, Shannon Gutierrez from Glen Oaks Escrow is the best.
She's your lady.
We've worked together for years and years and years, and I love her. I just want to say it. I want to scream it from the mountaintop. Yeah,
I appreciate
absolutely.
that. Thank you, Phil.
Yeah.
Always pleasure to talk to you guys when you call in.
All right, kiddo.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, Sean, if you're still there, that's no. I'm just wondering if you're still listening. If you're still listening, Sean, I hope that answered your question.
Good job.
And let's go back to in the news.
Oh my gosh, let's do it.
And now, in the news.
Is this the one that the up,
oh
up,
yeah.
up?
Oh yeah. Up, up, up.
Up,
Yep,
up, up?
Yep.
Hey, guys and dolls. It's your favorite time of the show, Taylor Talk.
I like that. That's become the thing now. It's just, is this the up, up, up?
Up. Okay, so
We have
weigh
too
in on
much
this.
fun in here. What
High
you got for me?
Well, High Court says CDC lacks authority. Wow, how dare them. In a 5-4 ruling Tuesday evening, the U.S. Supreme Court said the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the CDC, lacked authority to implement a blanket nationwide eviction moratorium. Although the court declined to lift the ban immediately, the ruling means the current moratorium will expire at the end of July. This is a massive victory for property rights, says NAR President Charlie Oppler. For more than a year, mom and pop property owners have been pushed towards financial ruin as they upkeep their properties and pay their taxes and mortgages with no income of their own. With the pandemic waning and the economy improving, this is time to restore the housing sector to its healthy former function. Property owners also deserved the absolute clarity from the federal court regarding property rights in America to avoid similar financial harm in the future. Interesting.
So my more than 2 cents.
Yes.
This is actually going to get interesting. So reminder, that's the federal ban, right? Los Angeles has extended theirs, through September 30th.
Which is very important to know.
It is very important to know. We've had lots of people calling, super excited. It's June. We're done. Oh, no, you're not done until September. One thing to mention, though, for people listening, if you do have a tenant or if you're buying a tenant-occupied property, just because they don't pay their rent doesn't mean that you cannot evict them, right? They have to give the COVID declaration and whatnot, and there are certain situations in which you can still move forward with an eviction. So if you have a question, still give us a call. The bigger question that I'm wondering about is the millions and millions of dollars that are set aside that the government's trying to decide what they're going to do, if they're going to forgive back rent, if they're going to give property owners and landlords, property management, a percentage of that money to compensate them for the time that they weren't receiving rent, right? There's a huge fund that is yet to be decided definitively how it's going to be allocated. That's huge.
Very huge.
It is huge. It is huge. It is very huge. And the question is, where is it going? So we're all kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with that. But I've also had a bunch of people ask me if they think that the ban will be extended past September 30th. I don't know. I don't think so.
I hope not. I hate to say it. I mean, we got to kind of get back to
There's
normal.
2 unemployment programs that are set to expire. I believe one is September 4 and the other is September 11. So I think the 2 of them are kind of going to coincide, but that makes a lot of people nervous because now your rent is due and you're not going to be able to collect unemployment as easily. So is that going to create a huge, cluster? Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it's interesting.
But I'll be on maternity leave, so I hope that you learn all about it and you make sure that you brief our listeners.
I shall, absolutely. I'll start working on it now.
I'll be your sidekick, Phil.
Yeah,
I got you.
Thank you.
The inmates will be running the asylum. But it's interesting to see what will happen, You guys could have Greg on.
Yes.
He's very wordy.
The very first thing came out. He went like that.
Phil's shaking his head.
So, okay. No, he was.
I know,
going,
but I'm
no.
saying they can't
got
see
it.
Greg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So here's the interesting thing. So the evictions are basically for the renters, and here's another one that comes right into it. According to Inman News, lenders granted some leeway to initiate foreclosures.
Yeah.
Now these are the people that have actually bought houses. Mortgage lenders will soon be able to initiate foreclosure proceedings against homeowners who are 120 days behind on their mortgage payments.
Right.
Now it's kind of interesting because a lot of these people who could afford to make their mortgage payment didn't. Because they just said, you know what, if we're going to get that opportunity, I'm just not going to pay.
Yep.
So it says mortgage lenders will soon have more leeway to initiate foreclosure proceedings against homeowners who are 120 days behind on their mortgage payments, but only in cases where borrowers have been given the chance to apply for assistance but don't qualify, a home has been abandoned, or the borrower can't be reached. They finalized a new rule that basically said servicers, the new rule requires servicers to follow temporary procedural safeguards
This is going to get crazy.
before initiating a foreclosure, which includes conducting borrower outreach and providing loss mitigation notices. Number 2, waiting at least 30 days after a forbearance plan ends before initiating foreclosure, and longer if the borrower is in active communication with the servicer, and also allowing escrow shortages to be included in workouts such as a deferral or loan modification.
Oh, I have so much to add when you're ready. Look, I have numbers, number 1, number 2,
Okay,
number 3.
let me just go over this so that we're finished with this. The Mortgage Banker Association estimates that 2 million homeowners are in forbearance plans at 3.9% as of June 20th. The percentages of mortgages in forbearance declined for 17 weeks in a row. That's a good thing.
That is good.
The CFPB, Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, is urging homeowners who are having trouble making their mortgage payments to take action now to prevent foreclosure.
Yes.
While these rules should improve communication between you and your mortgage servicer, no one should wait to start the conversation, the CFPB said in a blog post. Now, the longer you wait or the further you fall behind in your payments, the harder it
So
will be to
true.
find a solution.
So true.
If your servicer is trying to reach you, it is important to make that connection. A servicer may be able to start the foreclosure process under these amendments if they are unable to reach you after trying for 3 consecutive months.
Oh, questions. Okay. Well, I know
I'm going to turn you loose now. Go
No,
ahead.
I'll be brief. So the language with these type of things with foreclosures is so interesting, and I'll harken you back to 2008, 2009, right? There was a question regarding the notice requirement. So, there's a notice of default that's supposed to be nailed and mailed, right?
Yep.
Now I'll have clients call me and they're like, some random dude taped like 15 things to my door. We had a carrier pigeon drop off 17 of these notices. Like they
skywriting.
literally, like they make sure you get the notice, right? So
Nailed and mailed. I love that.
that's what it's called.
Nailed
Nail
and
and mailed.
mailed.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my
I wouldn't
God.
suggest like nailing something to someone's front door, but that's what it's called. It's supposed to be posting, but nail and mail is what we call it.
Nailed and mailed.
So they will try to reach you. I mean, so to this point, if the servicer is trying to reach you, like, yes, for the love of everything holy, call them back or scan one of those 17 notices, send it over to me, and let's start the discussion. Because once a notice of default is recorded, there's a waiting period, and then a notice of trustee sale is recorded. There's 21 days waiting period, and then they can sell your house.
Yep.
And so this is going to depend on, which I think is really interesting, is you were talking about the escrow shortages to be included in the workouts and that loan modifications should be offered. So if I'm a borrower and I say, okay, I was given the chance to apply for assistance, but I didn't qualify, but during that time my wife's job changed or something like that, how many times do you get to reapply, right, for a loan mod? Because once you try and the lender says, no, you don't qualify, then they can move forward, right? But
Right,
if I
sure.
say my circumstances have changed, I can just see this turning into a wrongful foreclosure nightmare, kind of like we had
Sure.
10, 11, 12 years ago. I don't know. We'll see. Also, if you were in a forbearance, read the contract that you signed, because it may be due. There may be an escalation clause, right? Balloon payment due, immediately when payments are due again. It may have been tacked at the back of your loan. There may be a balloon payment at the back of the loan.
Yep.
A lot of people are like, I don't know. I just signed it because I don't have to pay now. Great short-term fix, but if people have questions, reach out to my office. We'll help you navigate it, because this language isn't super clear,
Yeah.
and there's not going to be a lot of case law to interpret it right when it starts, right?
Right.
So
I actually did. I represented a lot of banks, World Savings, Great Western, a bunch of different banks
Yeah,
in
you've
the late
mentioned.
90s.
Mm-hmm.
And it was interesting because if you got far behind on your payments, you send them a partial payment, they'd send it back.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it would actually.
Nope, because then the clock,
create-
right,
yeah.
exactly. You want the clock to start ticking, and if they accept a payment, then the clock has to restart.
And then
Totally.
it was always fun when the actual foreclosure went through, and now the bank owns the property, but the people are still in it.
Oh,
So they would call me.
I know you love these stories.
And I go out and I knock on the door, and I had my life threatened. I mean, but at the end
100%.
of the day, we had to show up with a locksmith and a sheriff.
And a sheriff. Yep.
And the sheriff would knock on the door. They'd answer the door, and they'd say, "Keep your hands where we can see them," and step back from the door.
Yep.
And it just gets ugly.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's just
We've
like.
talked about it before.
By
on
the way,
show.
we're going to
It's-
give you 10%. We're going to give 10 minutes to grab your stuff and get out.
Yep. Yep. And we don't care if you're in a wheelchair, if you're bedridden. I mean, it gets
And
crazy.
you're out. It's not like they're going to give you a ride anywhere.
No.
They're like, just get out, and they change the locks. The locksmith changes the locks.
And on that cheery note,
So what we're saying is,
call Taylor. If you have, that's what we're saying. But no, but if you get, if you get these notices, or if you are in this situation, yes, now is the time to act, to figure it out. So
yeah.
we got to take a break.
Oh.
Phil's pile is ever growing over here, but we've got, half a tree to go through when we get back. So
We haven't gone through much.
yep, stay
Okay.
tuned.
Thanks.
I like it when you take control, even if you know that you don't.
If you're thinking of selling your home, have Phil Nordella come out and give you a free, no obligation property valuation. Just call 661-312-3561. It's that simple.
If you're looking for an SUV-based home design firm you can trust, look no further. Style My Space is a recognized leader in luxury vacant home staging and interior design projects for all of northern Los Angeles County since 2006. Their 5-star reputation for beautiful staging installations helps sellers realize up to 10% higher offers in as little as 1/3 the time as non-staged homes. Get an instant quote on our website at stylemyspace.com. That's stylemyspace.com.
Let's talk about insurance. Are your rates skyrocketing year after year? Or do you feel like you would benefit from a professional advisor that works for you? Give the great team at Voy Insurance Solutions a call. Voy works with dozens of the best insurance companies to help you obtain competitive rates and comprehensive coverage. Homeowners, auto, business, and life insurance. Voy Insurance. Right price, right coverage, right now. Mention the Phil Nordella Show and get a free $10 Starbucks card. Visit voyinsurance.com. That's voinsurance.com.
My name is Frank. I'm the proud owner and operator of Braveheart Termite and Pest Control. I've been doing this for over 25 years. Call me for your termite needs and concerns. If you're in real estate and need a quality home inspection, call me today. You'll have those reports same day or within 24 hours. I will help you solve your issue with what needs to be done and nothing extra. Call me so you can have freedom from termites. 661-373-2617. That's 373-2617.
Are you confused with all the craziness that's going on with the real estate market these days? Well, if you are, you're not alone. I'm Phil Nordella, and I have the knowledge and experience to help guide you through all the confusion. I'll answer your questions and help advise you so that you can accomplish your real estate goals. You can call me directly at 661-312-3561 or get online at philnordella.com. And don't forget, you can always listen to my radio show called Real Estate It's That Simple here on KHTS every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Phil Nordella, eXp Realty, it's that simple.
Your hometown station.
KHTS is the only station I listen to.
98.1 FM and AM 1220.
Hey, okay, welcome back to Real Estate It's That Simple on KHTS, 1220 AM and 98.1 FM, and on Facebook Live. I am hopefully still your friend of the real estate business, and I'm here with Taylor Williams-Moniz from Donahoe Young and Williams.
Hello.
Yes, and just an amazing, amazing human being who's with child. And I got to tell you something, I'm a little bit bummed.
Why?
Because it's not going to be the same when you have your baby.
Why?
I don't know. I was just thinking it probably wouldn't. Maybe it wouldn't.
I think it'll be the same. I'm going to want to get out of the house. This is going to be I love coming here anyway because it uses my creative brain muscle. But I'm going to be like, babe, hold the baby. I'll be back in 2 hours.
Hold the baby.
Hold the baby. Do whatever you guys do when I'm not here.
I can totally see you bringing in the baby. Like, this is what you're going to be doing soon.
Yeah, right? This is
notice
2 weeks old in the corner crying. Quiet.
He's going to be taking extra flights.
I know.
All of a sudden
Babe,
he's like, honey, I would take the
sorry.
baby, but guess what? I'm out of town.
I've got to go. It's unfortunate.
I'll be
but-
back in May.
Oh my God.
Next year.
Oh, that's sad. Don't say
Let me
that.
know. Send me a video when he starts walking.
Don't say that. You're mean.
You are mean.
No, this
Golly.
is humor. This is
Oh,
I don't
that's what
mean
it is.
it.
All right.
I don't. I mean, look at the look. Oh my gosh.
Scary.
That's enough to make me just like shrink in my chair here. Scary.
Greg's like, yeah, I know that look. It's a scary look.
What do you do with that, huh? I mean, that's impressive.
My law partner knows that look too. Yeah, it's not good. Hi, Mark. All right,
Okay.
what you got?
Okay, how about this? According to Inman News, an agent wrote this, which is kind of interesting, so it's kind of slanted agent to agent. But 9 contract terms that win sellers over. Okay,
Yeah.
9 contract terms that win sellers over. In low inventory, ultra-competitive markets, like the one we're currently experiencing, buyers and their agents are coming up with a host of creative contract terms to sway sellers.
And this is really true.
It's amazing. As a buyer's agent, you know, your fingers are likely hurting from all the offers you've been writing. You've probably had to try numerous things to make your buyer's offer stand out, getting more and more creative each time. As a listing agent, though, you're probably grown bleary-eyed from summarizing multiple offers into a spreadsheet for the seller, and at this point, you've likely seen it all.
But
so
have you?
let's just go over some of the things that that they're writing now, which is kind of cuckoo. Number one, offers over asking. That
Which we know.
pretty much guarantees.
Yeah.
In fact, it's so weird. It's like as soon as you write an offer at full price, it's almost like you feel like you're trying to steal it,
Right.
which is weird.
Well,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
I'd be like, it's a waste.
Yeah.
Right. We need to add on top of it.
So what I do always when I actually write an offer, I won't write because there's two different offers. There's a beginning offer, or there is a best and final
Correct.
offer. Those two.
Right.
There's a difference. So I call the agent and say, look, are you doing best and final? Because if you're doing best and final, I'm just coming as high as I can. If not, I'm going to come in to make the clients happy, but I expect a best and final so we can counter what we really want.
Right.
And so they'll usually work that out.
I
okay?
approve of that strategy.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
But so agents are advising buyers to come in with strong offer over asking right off the bat, however, as they likely don't only have one shot to get their offer considered. And that's just a laziness, and it's okay. It's a laziness on the selling agent, okay? On the listing agent, I should say.
Yeah.
Because they're saying, look, I don't want to counter you back. I don't want more paperwork.
I'm tired of
dealing with
this.
15 or 16 offers right now.
Just give me
I
what
got to
you
look
got.
at every single one. I got to counter back every single one. It's just crazy.
Oh,
Okay.
hush, it's your job.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I have to say.
That's what I tell them. Hush, it's your job. Hush, little baby, it's your job.
Seriously.
Okay, number 2, escalatory addendums.
Yep.
Okay, and we just talked about this.
We talked about
Yep.
this.
Speaking
We
of
did.
over asking,
Yep.
the escalatory addendum or clause has become a popular tool in many markets. Basically, this approach allows buyers to make an aggressive offer, but at the same time put limits on it. It controls how high they'll go over the highest offer. Not exceeding the amount of their choosing, which just means real quick, you write an offer at $700,000, you figure somebody's going to come in at $720,000, so you put in there, I'm giving you $700,000, but here's the escalatory clause that says that I'll go $2,000 over the highest bid that you get.
Not to exceed.
Not to look at you, look at you.
You liked the
I gotta
language
finish.
last time, so
Not to
yeah,
exceed
yeah.
a certain amount. So
Correct.
they may say not to exceed $715,000, whatever.
Right.
Okay, that's what that is.
Okay.
So we're seeing those. Number 3, waiving or managing appraisal contingencies.
Some of these make me nervous.
This is
I mean, I know
interesting.
this is big, but
Yep. And this is something that I want people to understand. That no more making aggressive overpriced offers if the buyer is getting a mortgage, knowing that the appraisal will be a fail-safe to end up paying less. What does that mean? It
Yes.
means I know the house is worth $700,000. I'm like, that's fine. I'm getting a loan. There's got to be an appraisal. I'm going to offer you $800,000. Knowing
so then I come
that it's- yes.
appraise the house, and I appraise it, Mrs. Appraiser, at $700,000.
Yep.
How do you come up with that other
automatically,
$100,000?
The contract says, that everything stops and we renegotiate,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
However, because there wasn't that wasn't taken up front, right? That they're allowed to do that. So when somebody writes a ridiculously high offer on one of my properties, first thing is I look and see if they've got the extra money over and above the down payment
Exactly.
to actually pay for the discrepancy, right?
That's
so
huge.
that's $100,000.
Yeah.
They're putting $200,000 down. I want to make sure they've got $300,000 or $400,000 in the bank to make
Right.
sure that's taken care of. And I'll also try to get them to waive it. Now, obviously, it doesn't mean just because they waive the appraisal contingency doesn't mean they can't cancel for something else. But it at least tells me that they're really, really serious.
They're actually
if they waive.
serious. Yeah.
Yeah, which
exactly.
is kind of nice. So that's kind of nice. Next, cash offers.
Wee wee.
It's so funny. I mean, cash is cool,
Right.
Right. But some agents think, you know what, this is cash. So they should want to take
It's going to be the best
$15,000
ever.
less.
Exactly.
And it's like, I go, you do realize at the end of the day, they get cash.
Regardless if it's from a
A
lender or if it's from Phil
what?
Nordella's
It
pocket.
makes no
Exactly.
difference. And
Yeah,
they're
the
saying,
seller doesn't care.
Well, I'm like, well, what? I
No.
mean, these other people are $15,000 higher. They're putting 35% down. They've been completely pre-approved pending appraisal, and that's it. I mean,
The
it's
only
done.
difference I can see is if there's some sort of like 60 to 90 day escrow required because of the mortgage versus if you're cash and you're offering, a 10-day close, right?
Yeah,
that
but
may make something of a difference.
Sure, but if somebody actually writes in the offer that they needed a 60 to 90-day escrow, that tells me that's a red flag that
I
tells me
agree.
that something's wrong.
100%. Yeah, yeah.
And the very first thing I'll call them and say, okay, I call the lender
What's
and say,
going
what's wrong? What do you mean
They
what's
like
wrong?
this one random credit union, and the one employee is in Bermuda, and she doesn't get back for 30 days, and I promised her I'd get my loan through her, so you just have to wait.
Oh.
I just came up with that, but that could be a reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, and trust me.
Not a good one.
Trust me. They
but-
come up with all sorts of reasons.
Oh, yeah.
And funny, because when we talk in our next segment here, we're going to talk about new agents. Stuff like that flies, right? It's like, okay, thank you.
You're supposed to talk about that in this segment.
Oh, where?
You said what's on the agenda.
Oh,
we'll see if we get to it, people. But yes, we will get to it at some point.
Oh, yeah. No, it'll be the segment. I swear.
Yeah.
Waiving inspection contingencies.
This makes me nervous.
This really is. Now, it's interesting because waiving inspection contingencies and selling as is or limiting repairs is pretty close, but there really is a difference.
There is a difference.
Okay, only waiving inspection contingencies, often considered highly risky. Some markets are seeing more buyers write offers waiving appraisal contingencies versus others. So what they're saying is, look, we don't care. We're not gonna check out the property. We're gonna go for it. Okay, we're not gonna do an inspection.
Yeah, and if that's your mindset and you understand that there may be issues, then that's fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing is selling as is or limiting repairs. If the buyer doesn't want to risk waiving the inspection contingency, what they're able to do is say, look, here's the situation. We'll buy it as is.
Right.
We're not going to ask for anything, but we do want to do an inspection.
Exactly. So we need to see what the potential damage is.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep,
yeah,
that's important. Okay, number 7, paying the seller's closing costs. Well, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't make any sense. Why don't you just offer them more money? I mean, if you're going to pay $10,000 for their closing costs, offer them $10,000 more. Keep the contract simple.
I think people just like closing costs is a dirty word. So to the extent they get paid, I think in some people it's just a brain thing.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
8, post-closing occupancy agreements.
This is huge right now.
This gets weird.
It does get weird. I about to say I have a lot of clients that have called me about this.
Well, the biggest thing on my side of it is, okay, so let's just explain it to people. Post-closing occupancy agreements. The term has been nearly standard on almost every offer being negotiated where the seller is currently living in the home. Every seller wants the ability to stay anywhere from a few weeks to several months.
It's a rent back. Yeah.
Yes, and here's the problem with it. If somebody brings me an offer on a property that my people want to stay in the house for 3 months, then their actually loan goes from 5%. They can't get the 5% loan anymore because now it's not owner occupied, and usually that means it's a rental. And if it's a rental, now you got to pay 25% down. So I'll look at that and say my people want to stay for 3 months. And if they don't want to get the loan immediately, that's fine. But if they want to get their loan and they want to actually get the loan but not close it for 3 months, it's not owner occupied.
There's some negotiation that can be done with our wizardry around the owner occupied language.
Look at you.
It can be done, but There's also tax implications that make me nervous too.
See that?
So
Number 9, and the last one: free tickets, maid services, or sports memorabilia.
Greg's like, what? I'm actually listening now.
Let's sell to them.
Yeah, right.
Some buyers may tap into things like sellers like based on what they glean from touring their home. Perhaps. Can you imagine you offer maid service? They're like, what? What are you saying? Our place is a mess?
Or see, like mine, like they'd look at our house and be like, these people clearly have a cleaning service that comes every other week because Taylor's insane. So that's something she likes, right? Could be the opposite.
No, that's true. Perhaps that's passion for a particular sports team or kind of sport. In that case, buyers may offer to sweeten the deal with tickets to a particular game or even season tickets.
So when we buy something, can you make sure that the pot is, or when we sell something,
Sure.
I want like Lakers tickets?
Oh, yeah.
Does that work, babe? Lakers tickets? He likes baseball. All right, so throw in some Dodgers.
I hear season tickets, and I'm like, I'm in.
All right. Well, you know what? Then you're going to have to buy a house. Okay.
For the tickets, I will gladly.
I haven't had experience with this, and anybody that's called me, I guess they wouldn't add that.
I haven't either. I mean, that's almost.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It's almost a joke. In some cases, presenting a special jersey or piece of sports swag that may be considered highly coveted. So, and I get that, right? So you've got somebody that loves Kobe Bryant, and he goes in there, and the guy's got a Kobe Bryant wall, but this guy happens to have the one thing he doesn't have, and that's the Kobe Bryant signed
the 24,
basketball or whatever,
whatever
right?
it is.
And he's
but
like,
with it.
if for some reason you're thinking about going with us opposed to somebody else, what do you say? I've never seen it happen.
I haven't either.
Where do I sign up, Phil?
Well, first go to real estate school.
Yes, sir.
It's true.
Cool. Okay.
We still have a little time.
We do?
A little time.
Do we haven't? No, we don't have enough time to do 12
We can do that one
newbies.
in the third. No. You want to talk about the interesting...
how about the exorcism?
Yes, let's talk about that. I said exorcism, and everyone in the room's like,
what?
The show is taking a turn.
Okay, you ready for this?
I love ghost stuff.
No, wait, this is...
Oh, we should wait for this for October.
No,
okay.
Tell it now. It's good.
Police called to Home Depot to stop an exorcism in the lumber aisle.
right? So I'm cracking up. I'm like, I need way more information.
If I had a nickel for every time I actually said that.
Isn't it?
Come on.
I know.
On Facebook, the Dixon City Police Department in Pennsylvania posted that the people who were attempting the dead tree exorcism were escorted out of the Home Depot.
It was on behalf of the dead trees in the lumber section. Like, that's why they were doing the exorcism.
A high price
I have so many questions.
A high price tag is not the only thing that can be found in the lumber aisles of Home Depot these days. Police were called to Home Depot in Pennsylvania on Monday afternoon to take care of an exorcism. Basically, the exorcism was for dead trees. News of the incident began circulating around Facebook after the Dixon Police Department posted a list of its Monday calls. 3:26 p.m. Commerce Boulevard at Home Depot for disorderly people having an exorcism in the lumber aisle for the dead trees.
On behalf of the dead trees, I don't get it.
I have so many questions.
I know, I don't get it.
They were escorted out of the building. I guess so. That's not against the law.
Okay,
right?
here's my question though. So
Sure.
exorcism, right? Phil, you're possessed, right? We need to get the devil or whatever demon
That
out
goes
of
without
you.
saying.
No, okay, but right, that's an exorcism, right?
Right.
At least in my mind. So I'm thinking, okay, like, was there some possessed woman that was like having a minute in the lumber aisle, and that's why? No, it was for the dead trees. I don't get it.
You know what? I have a problem.
I'm having a blonde moment, I
It's like,
guess.
maybe it's like I see dead people, but I see tree people. I don't know.
I have a problem with this article, and that's as far as they go.
I know. And I actually
It's like,
Googled
wait a
this on
minute.
like 3 different browsers because I'm like, oh, come on, there has to be more information. There's not.
It says as of Friday afternoon, the post had 254 comments and 593 shares. They were probably all disappointed. That must have saw the price of lumber. Haha, Joker commuted.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Does excoriated wood cost more? Another wrote.
That's a good word. I didn't even know that was a word.
Yeah.
And I know all
I
the
may
words.
have actually mispronounced it.
No, I think I wouldn't be able to tell you, so. Yeah,
That's
anyway,
true.
stay out of the lumber aisle, kids.
First thing is, if you can't afford it, stay out of the lumber aisle.
Don't look at it.
You know what? The lumber's coming down now.
It is. I
Yeah.
know. Good stuff.
It's less.
Well, hey, we've got lots to get to, so let's take a quick break.
That's fine.
All right, we'll be
shall.
right back.
If you're thinking of selling your home, have Phil Nordella come out and give you a free, no obligation property valuation. Just call 661-312-3561. It's that simple.
Take the stress out of moving. Affordable Quality Moving and Storage has been owned and operated in Santa Clarita since 1996. They excel at relieving you of the pressures of moving. You can be assured your belongings are safe and will arrive at your new location, whether it's down the street or across the country. Discover the difference. AQMS, Affordable Quality Moving and Storage. Read the reviews online at aqmsnationalmoving.com. AQMS, Santa Clarita's favorite moving company.
My name is Frank. I'm the proud owner and operator of Braveheart Termite and Pest Control. I've been doing this for over 25 years. Call me for your termite needs and concerns. If you're in real estate and need a quality home inspection, call me today. You'll have those reports same day or within 24 hours. I will help you solve your issue with what needs to be done and nothing extra. Call me so you can have freedom from termites. 661-373-2617. That's 373-2617.
Castle Inspection is the top choice for home inspection in Santa Clarita. With over 20 years experience, make Castle Inspection your choice when buying your new condominium or home. From mobile homes to mansions, the outhouse to the penthouse, your best bet is a net from Castle Inspection. An inspection is a fair and objective evaluation of the home's physical and mechanical systems. Expert knowledge, thorough research, and clear communication are what sets a net at Castle above the rest. Schedule your appointment online now at castleinspection.com. Donahoe, Young & Williams is your award-winning go-to law firm for all real estate matters, including the changing legal landscape due to COVID-19. In addition, Donahoe, Young & Williams can help you create an estate plan that accomplishes your wishes, protects you and your family, and avoids time-consuming and expensive California probate. If you've been financially devastated by the pandemic, Donahoe, Young & Williams can help with debt negotiation and, when needed, bankruptcy under Chapters 7, 11, and 13. Visit Taylor Williams at dywlaw.com.
Are you confused with all the craziness that's going on with the real estate market these days? Well, if you are, you're not alone. I'm Phil Nordella, and I have the knowledge and experience to help guide you through all the confusion. I'll answer your questions and help advise you so that you can accomplish your real estate goals. You can call me directly at 661-312-3561 or get online at philnordella.com. And don't forget, you can always listen to my radio show called Real Estate It's That Simple here on KHTS every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Phil Nordella, eXp Realty, it's that simple.
Let's talk about insurance. Are your rates skyrocketing year after year? Or do you feel like you would benefit from a professional advisor that works for you? Give the great team at Voy Insurance Solutions a call. Voy works with dozens of the best insurance companies to help you obtain competitive rates and comprehensive coverage. Homeowners, auto, business, and life insurance. Voy Insurance. Right price, right coverage, right now. Mention the Phil Nordella Show and get a free $10 Starbucks card. Visit voyinsurance.com. That's voinsurance.com.
I love it.
Right on!
Your hometown station.
Hey, I beat you to it.
is.
Hey, welcome back to Real Estate Is That Simple on KHTS, 1220 AM and 98.1 FM, and on Facebook Live. Yeah, you know who I am.
It's us.
Yeah, it's
We're
us.
back.
Yeah, we are. More in the news. This next thing was kind of fun.
This is very interesting. It's lists. So Phil, as everybody knows, sends me sort of the breakdown, and then we'll go, once I figure out, like, sometimes he likes to put like 3 articles in a run-on sentence, usually with a misspelling, just to make sure I'm actually reading this stuff.
Well, I only do it because of that.
He does, yeah. And so he'll send me very interesting things. And when he sends me lists, I love lists. I don't know why. I think it's because it's organized.
Yeah.
My brain likes it.
I love this
so.
too. And it's, when you've been in business almost 30 years, you see these things.
You see this all the time.
Oh, and it just resonates with me and it just cracks me up. So the article is called Top 12 Newbie Agent Behaviors That Frustrate Listing Agents.
So when we have people that call us with, I want to get out of the sale, or my agent did this, my broker did this, I always look up his or her license because I'm like, how long we've been playing this game, right? 6 months? Okay.
Newbie.
Yeah.
It says right here, it's a marriage made somewhere other than heaven.
Dun, dun,
What do they
dun.
have? Ooh. Seasoned listing agents
he-
coupled with brand new
Lumber aisle.
buyer's agents. Yeah, exactly right. Here's a list of rookie behaviors that cause experienced listing agents' toenails to curl.
But their lawyers love it. Yes, this first one's my favorite.
So now here's the situation. We were all new at one time.
Yes, of
but
course.
As long as people understand, I love it when people say, well, I'm thinking of going with my neighbor. She just got her license. And I'm like, okay, and how do you say you don't understand she knows nothing about real estate?
You probably
she's
don't say that.
licensed. No. But how do you get it across that they're selling the most expensive thing usually ever, maybe 2 or 3 times in their entire lifetime, and they're giving it to someone who knows less than they do?
This is how I describe it. Same thing with my newbie attorneys. It's like you have all of the tools that you need to be successful, and then you just have to put those tools into practice, and that just comes with experience.
It takes a long
There you
time.
go.
I mean, realistically, if an agent works full time and does everything that they're supposed to do, they really can go on their own and be a self-sufficient agent in about a year and a half.
There you go.
That's what it takes.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's some of the things that they actually, the behaviors that new agents show us. Number 1, they do not read.
I can't.
They do not read.
I will say reading an RPA is like, you've probably read millions, so have I. It's not fun, but
realistically, they just need to read it and know it inside out.
and know the portions that are going to change every time. Some will stay the same, some will change, right?
Yes, exactly
Fair.
right. Now here's the situation.
Okay.
If you go to and download all of the contracts, there's like 370 contracts, but there's only 10 of them that you're going to use almost all
every
the time.
Exactly.
And so most agents, if you actually sat them down and said, okay, explain this, they would have a terrible time doing it.
Don't tell me that.
There's just, oh no.
They'd be like,
that's good for you.
what? I know that. That's true. With my lawyer hat on, yeah, that makes me happy.
Let's see. Other fails include not reading the showing instructions on the multiple listing service, not reading the confidential comments, asking for a link to the disclosure package when it is clearly provided on the MLS, and more. Okay, number 2, they do not know the contract. Well, that's what we just said. They don't know the contract. They haven't read it. I swear to you, if you got your average agent, pulled them off the street, and said, explain to me exactly what the RPA is all about, or even a listing agreement, they would actually fumble all over themselves.
I have a client right now who we're arguing with the seller agent about commission, and it wasn't in the RPA. My client is not paying any commission, but he tried to slip it into the escrow instructions. So I put a demand into escrow to not get paid. And the guy's like, but it's in the contract. I'm like, show me. Show me. Didn't read it. Oh, I just assumed. I was like, that's highly unfortunate.
Yep. Oops. Incorrectly filled out. Yep. Number 3, they do not understand or follow the rules, which is interesting. Similarly, I frequently encountered new agents who either do not know the rules, do not understand them, or willfully choose to ignore them. This was nowhere more visible than during COVID-19 panic when the restricted showing procedures. Showings happened without being scheduled. Children were brought into listings in violation of state rules. In general, lackadaisical attitudes towards the rules prevailed among many rookie agents.
They're there for a reason,
Yep.
people.
Number 4, they do not understand fiduciary.
So we just did a poll around the studio, Phil and I, to ask people if they know what fiduciary means, and I don't think anyone else in this room.
Well,
I didn't ask you. Yeah,
there
no
would,
one
be
else
no,
knows
there
what
would
it
really be no
means.
reason, for them to know it.
I guess no, fair, completely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Sounds fancy.
You want to explain what it means?
Fiduciary means
Because your explanation was very good.
yeah, because that's exactly what it reads on the contract.
Mm-hmm.
The fiduciary means you have an utmost care and honesty, integrity in dealing with the seller as well as the buyer. Now, it's a 2-page contract, but that's basically what it means. You not only owe all your allegiance and
Acting
everything
as an
to
agent
your,
on behalf of somebody
to your
else.
client, but you also owe that you still have an allegiance to your seller or buyer, the other people's.
Yeah.
Okay, so
exactly.
that's important. Frequently, new agents hungry for a commission will put their personal needs ahead of those of the client.
Nope.
Whether intentional or not, this can produce a conflict of interest that puts them in a violation of the Realtor Code of Ethics and could place them in a disciplinary action. Number 5, they do not communicate.
Looking at my husband does not communicate. Just kidding. I love you.
Ouch.
I had to. He's very quiet. That's all.
Okay. So in real estate, effective communication is critical
Is
every step
huge.
of the way. Agents that do not respond quickly are setting themselves up for failure. And here's the funny thing is, I always tell my clients, if things are starting to look funny, as soon as they've written an offer and I'm checking into them and everything, and I call them and I have to call me back, or I'll call them and they'll say, well, if it's Tuesday, I'll call you back on Wednesday because I'm like, and then I call my sellers and I say, okay, this is the honeymoon stage. This is the best we're going to ever see them.
That's
right?
a very good point. You're absolutely right.
And,
yeah.
And if it's bad already, it's just going to get worse.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Are we running out of time almost?
Yeah.
Jeez.
One more thing that I want to add to that, communications, and if Luke in my office is listening, we have been dealing with this. If you want something important that you want to be binding, put it in an email between, whomever. Put it in an email. Don't put it in a text message. Put it in writing, right? In an email. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, one last thing, and then we'll sign off.
Oh, you don't want to go through the rest of these?
No.
Okay.
You know what? The last ones are...
Oh, he's too excited about this very last one.
Yeah,
He's wanted to talk about
Side,
it.
the company Side that actually did kind of a deep dive in it. I don't get this. They ready for their IPO, more than doubles their valuation. It doubled their valuation. Okay, so now this is...
In how long?
I think in like 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they went
That's
from...
what struck me when I read it.
They doubled their valuation to go from $1.5 billion to $2.5 billion. Who are these people? Okay, so we mentioned them a few months ago, saying that they got unicorn status, saying they were $1.25 billion.
Which I had to explain what unicorn means.
And yeah, exactly right, because I'd never heard of it.
Yep.
And so, but it's interesting because I checked into them, and I don't know.
Valuing them at $2.5 billion. I mean...
And I talked to them, and I said, I'm kind of interested to try to do a deep dive on them. I said, I'm kind of interested in actually looking, and maybe I'll be a side person. And they said, okay, well, we're going to put you underneath this lady who's been in the business for 2 years, and she's in Escondido. And I went, okay, that's not something I'd be willing to do. And so I went, okay, this was a complete flop to me. And now all of a sudden I'm hearing that this company, which is just weird, is valued at $2.5 billion.
I don't get it.
I'm
looking at Greg, I'm like, we need to start a business, and then in 90 days. That's what I'm saying.
Billion.
Double whatever. Yeah. All right. Well, that's that's long weekend. That's what we're all going to be doing.
Oh, that's
Figuring out how to double our
Are you going to have
valuation.
fun for 4th of July?
I am, yes, but as we know, we're always working. So if someone wants to get you over the long weekend, how do they find you?
They can either get me at philnordella.com, okay, or they can call me at 661-312-3561. How about you?
661-259-9000 or dywlaw.com.
I almost forgot. Angelique, hi. Great talking to you at the thing.
Baby shower. And thank you, Greg, for being a good
Greg,
sport. Triple
thanks.
G.
Thanks.
Have a great weekend,
he begged
everybody.
and begged to come in. So we said, okay, fine. We'll put you back on the air.
That's what happened. Bye, everybody.
Have a great weekend.